Well, everyone, today we have the ecoworthy single access solar tracker. Still got my 1500 watt ecoworthy 100 watt bifacial array going in the background, and let's get into this unboxing. Ecoworthy was kind enough to send this out to us. We had posted the video of this array and my other little array I had, and they had asked, hey, would you guys be interested in trying this out? I haven't seen any videos on this yet other than the ecoworthy official installation guides. So we're gonna pull this apart, kind of set out all the parts and look through what all we get. First observation, we have a box within a box. So we'll get in there and we'll start checking out these contents. Here's the first look at the manual here. Nothing on the back. Let's see what else we got in here. One hand in it. Looks like decent enough instructions. All sorts of little parts list for each step, looks like, so that's nice. Here's a little section on safety. I have seen a couple of guys, they'll mount these high up in the air, and they're, obviously, not recommended, so make sure you guys read this and totally follow by the rules. Here's what's in the box. We're going to verify everything's here, but that's what's supposed to be coming with it. You can pause the video if you're interested. Here's the expansion bolts. We were looking for those, making sure it came with them. Here's the solar panel sizing page. It talks about up to 4 panels, as long as each of them is less than 56 centimeters. So we're going to be installing 4 100 watt non-bifacial ecoworthy panels on this, and they should fit the criteria just fine. So stay tuned. Here's the first look at this single axis tracking post. Can't really tell on the welds because, so much paint on them. Getting about 0.2 of an inch on the thickness right there. And let's check 0.5. I'm thinking that's hollow portion though. And then let's check down. Make sure, see if that's the same. That part of the flange. What do we get in here? Roughly the same. 0.2. It's not too bad. We'll see how this holds up. Here in the Midwest, we do get quite a bit of wind, and it can get real gnarly. So being a single axis only tracker, it like the dual axis, they can totally level out. Whereas this unit does not have a little wind calculator, none of that. So it can't ever flatten. So if I have it set at this southern angle, the only axis that can turn is like this. And you have to manually click the straighten button, where in reality it's just going to do whatever your static southern angle is. So we'll see in time how this does. Just inspecting one of the solar panel little runner deals here. And I don't know if you can see that, but it definitely has a little bit of a corner, and looks like this one does in the same spot. So I don't know if that's just kind of the roll-off cut process. But if you got little kids around, or people that aren't going to be paying attention, it might be worth getting a little metal file. It's nothing crazy, but I mean, you could get yourself if you weren't careful. So something to be aware of. Here we have the single axis solar tracker controller manual. As you guys can see, that little flat button, that's how, if you got bad weather coming, you can click that. I'll have to look into this. I don't know how long, if it's 10 hours after you click that, or 24, or maybe it's able to be set when you're clicking it. Maybe there's like a option, if but I'll try to look through that and get you guys an answer. But there's the controller in there, some mounting stuff, the wiring. Be interested to see. I'm assuming it just hooks up to a 12 volt. So I've got a 50 amp hour ecoworthy battery that I plan to utilize for the controller. So here we had this piece in the box. We weren't sure. We're like, does this, actually belong to it or what? It looks like it might have just been used kind of as a protective, little protective plate for shipping. So don't think we're going to be needing it. It did scarf up a little bit, but I mean, it was shipped. They can only do so much. The shipping carriers are gonna throw it around, it's heavy, you know, it is what it is. But so far, everything seems to be in one piece. Here is the east-west actuator. I know on the dual axis, a lot of guys will mount these, instead of mounting them this way, they'll flip them upside down. That way water doesn't go in the plunger. But I don't think on the controller there is a way for me to reverse it, because I know those guys, they would put them on backwards and then they could mess around with the controller and flip them. But being a single axis, I don't know if I'm gonna have that option. So gonna follow the instructions, put it the normal way. When I watched their instruction video, they did have the plunger up, so we'll give that a try. And you know, if I hear of anyone else able to flip it, maybe I will down the road, because I've heard that keeps these actuators working a lot longer. Here we got everything laid out. Here's the bars. So you can see they are lettered. And you could go through, we'd suggest anyone that buys something like this, or really anything that's got a lot of parts, lay everything out, make sure you got everything. That way you're not halfway through the install and, oh no, I'm missing something. Here we've got a big old box of random things. And then I'll show you guys this up close. Screw bag 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. They're all labeled. This little bag, it comes with the actuator. That is bag 8. It has the contents for that. And then you've got your solar controller, or axis controller, I should say. The big post, and then your solar bars. One thing that I would mention is, in terms of the screw bags, they don't really reference which part is in which screw bag on this page. But when you're actually looking through, like this one, step 9, for example, you know, it's showing you everything you need to do, and it does say, okay, you need 1 manual rod, that, and then 1 times screw bag 9, which then it has the little brackets. So these are all getting pulled from screw bag 9. So, and then on this, which is installing the actuator, you need your actuator itself, and then screw bag 8. You pull those 2 parts from screw bag 8. And one last thing we hadn't shown yet, a little compass comes with it. Here's a little box for it, and that is so when you're doing this, you got to set that facing south. That way the actuator knows what, you know, it's corresponding the correct way. And yeah, you use your little compass, you get everything set, and that's when you drill it in. So that's going to be all for the unboxing video. We're going to have the installation. Probably won't show it step-by-step, considering the ecoworthy page already has a step-by-step installation guide. But if you guys have any questions, want us to take any measurements, let us know. Otherwise, we're just going to get it installed and see it work here in a couple of days. So stay tuned, everyone. Thanks.